Breaking news, this is just in. About $1,500 being sent out this month to eligible beneficiaries. $1,400 stimulus checks are being offered to select Americans in the country right now. This is very good news, everybody. Remember folks, the whole goal of this channel is to provide you with the most up-to-date and reliable stimulus check information, and I always want to do my very best in providing you with this news. So please be sure to subscribe to my channel.
The value-based decisions that were made in the committees and the ongoing commitment to getting the job done, economy and governance. Inspired by his visit with His Holiness the Pope, fresh off of my own visit. I've heard some of you cavalierly say on TV, why don't the Congress go there? Well, I did.
So if you want to know the latest news about afford stimulus payments, Social Security, SSI, and SDDI, here's what you have to know. A huge increase in benefits has been approved by the federal government, and this is good news for residents of 6 different states. In the state of Virginia, an increase in extra food stamp benefits worth up to $1,500 will be sent to residents that are in desperate need of help. Additional food stamp benefits will be available to recipients in the state of Virginia after the State Department of Social Services announced they provided emergency funds to eligible people this month. Good news, everybody. Eligible residents who live in California, Connecticut, Illinois, Maine, Minnesota, and Washington can also expect to receive these food stamps. Now, there are more than 41.5 million people that trust the SNAP benefits to put food on their tables. The program provides benefits to eligible low-income individuals and families. Benefits are paid for on a specific day each month, depending on your status. And if you'd like to receive these extra benefits, you must apply for SNAP in the state where you live. Each state has a different application form and different process. So, each state is different. Just know that, folks. There's actually some people in the country though, that have been able to start off 2022 in a great way by collecting a $1,400 stimulus check payment. But in order to receive this check,
we have a responsibility to report on the stock, but I'm not familiar with that 5-month review. But if people aren't reporting, they should be.
There are specific criteria that must be met. According to the U.S. government, parents of newborns, foster, or adopted children will have a stimulus check benefit in 2022. Part of the government help will go to either a new dependent or a parent of a child that was born in 2021. So the latest $1,400 stimulus check will definitely come a major way. Definitely help many people in the country, of course. So there are also a few economic measures that are part of the American Rescue Plan, which have made $1,400 stimulus checks for individuals and to dependent children. Most people had already had their full payment come in, but those who had eligible children in 2021 are able to claim the recovery rebate credit on their next tax return. So this is definitely something to look forward to. Right now can be a very tough time for Americans, including families and seniors. A fourth stimulus check this year would help greatly many people across the nation. And there are a few economic measures that are part of the American Rescue Plan, which have made $1,400 payments available for individuals and to dependent children. Most people have already had their income come in, had their full payment come in, but those who had eligible children in 2021 are still able to claim this recovery rebate credit on their next tax return. EIP payments, otherwise referred to as stimulus checks, were also sent out during 2021, and these are advance payments of the recovery rebate credit. If you did not receive the full amount you were expecting by December 31st, then just claim it and claim the remainder of the money when you submit your taxes in 2022. Given that the economic impact payments were scheduled off a person's 2020 or 2019 income, so any eligible dependents who became a member of the family in 2021 will not have been included in a previous calculation of the stimulus check. And if you still have not received a payment yet, then definitely make sure to claim the missing stimulus money with your local state and IRS government, with your local IRS office. Every state will be receiving a federal budget to administrate these funds, but it will solely depend on the governor and the state legislature to decide whether or not they want to send out these payments. Thank you again for your support, everybody. If you have any more questions, tell me in the comments down below.
The opposite is true. The filibuster has been weaponized to intensify partisan division. The filibuster is a wicked tool used to kill legislation supported by the majority of Americans of all political parties. And that's true for protecting the right to vote and gun safety legislation and immigration reform and codifying Roe versus Wade. The filibuster thwarts the will of the people. Today's filibuster doesn't encourage debate, It promotes cowardice. Senators can torpedo bills without saying a single word in public, or even stepping to the floor of the United States Senate. This is not how a so-called deliberative body should operate. Senators should be required to talk and vote instead of hiding behind a rule. They should have to put skin in the game. If Republicans are fine with the wave of anti-voter laws being enacted in state after state, then they should have to come to the floor and make that clear. If Republicans oppose reinstating the Voting Rights Act that passed in this chamber unanimously in 2006, their constituents and the historical record should know exactly where they stand. But instead, because of how today's filibuster works, we have two sets of rules in our country. One for Democrats who want to promote civil rights and liberties, and another set for Republicans who want to take them away. Republicans who want to close polling places, who want to limit voting, who want to pass gerrymandered maps, are hard at work doing that right now with simple majorities in state legislatures all across this country. They face no filibusters to stop them. It's majority rule all the way. And here in Washington, when Republicans want to pass massive tax cuts for billionaires and rig our tax code to favor big businesses, an exception to the filibuster lets them do just that with a simple majority. Republicans who want to pack the Supreme Court with extremist justices who roll back fundamental rights and who disregard the rule of law can do that with a simple majority right here in the United States Senate. But a majority of Democratic senators, again, Democrats who together represent over 40 million more Americans than the Republican senators, a majority of Democrats cannot pass legislation to improve the lives of Americans. Democrats want to raise the minimum wage. Democrats want to lower the cost of prescription drugs and health care. And Democrats want to protect the right to vote. But too often, we cannot achieve these goals because the filibuster gives the minority party an almost total veto over legislation, including the legislation we need to save our American democracy.